Hello, YouTubers and YouTubettes, dudes and dudettes, what's going on? So, I actually made a video last week, right after I made my other video for week 38, but I promptly deleted it. No, I didn't promptly delete it, but, you know, I wasn't satisfied with it because I'm never satisfied with my videos. I just get to the point where, screw it, it's going. I don't care what it looks like or anything like that. I don't know, man. So, I thought I had a Freon leak. You know what? Let's not do that right now. Let's do this right now, and then we'll talk about the other stuff. That way, if you don't want to listen to my other stuff about problems I have as a truck driver, because all we do is complain about everything, you can shut it off after that, okay? So, week 38. Why do you keep doing that, you stupid program? I'm not have page down. Week 38, total revenue 4043.93 for 2,669 miles. Profit per mile of about 58 cents a mile for about $219.53 a day. And total income per mile was about $1.52 a day. So expenses were rather high, although it was still only like 94 cents a mile total expenses. They took out $302.22 in tolls for the month of August, right? Yeah. And then $145.31 for the month of August for IFTA tax, which they did wrong, and they doubled it, so they owe me $72.65.5. Go figure. Pre-pass fees, I had to pay my pre-pass last week, $15.10, and $8.50 car wash. I got my free truck wash from buying the truck. I happened to pass a blue beacon that had 4 bays. Man, spot on. So it was nice and sunny, had been for a while, and ran in there, got my free wash, and had them throw some Rain-X on there for $8.50. The wash is only like $37, so I might do it more than once a quarter. It all depends on how I feel about the ugliness of my vehicle. I keep it nice and clean inside most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes I'm just a slacker, you know, and I just can't help myself. But I mean, it's not that it's not livable. It's just I don't always keep up with it like I'm supposed to. So that was week 38. Week 39, which ended last Monday. Excuse me, man. I got this frog in my throat that will not go away. So week 39 ended on the 30th of September, and it was a short week for me. I went home. That was my go home week, and so I got home around Friday. I booked, I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 loads. Took me to the house. I think it was 3 loads because it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the Friday one stuck me in Savannah. I had a beer run, took to a place down in Savannah that I've been to before that paid decent money from wherever I picked it up from. I'm not going to give you all the details on the state run. I'm not going to worry about that this week. I know I do that sometimes, and sometimes I don't. So, not getting it this time. And that was, total revenue was $29.25.59 on 1,455 miles. Go figure that I got $2.01 a mile average that week, which kind of kicked butt. Now, when I came back out Monday, I staged myself Sunday night. I went to the TA near Midway because I had to pick up in Midway, Georgia. I will tell you that much. At the same place I've picked up at before. I knew it was going to take a while to get loaded. It took them forever, but I still made it to my drop Monday afternoon because it was a 1-day load, and I knew I was going to be able to close it out Monday, so it was an extra $700 into the bank and $700 in the kitty. So I had like $2,200 in runs before that one. and then that $700 run, or 21 and some change, right around there. Total expenses for the week were only $1844.67 for about $1.27 a mile in expenses, which is kind of crazy, I guess, because I filled up twice and I only ran basically 4. I didn't fill up. I don't know what's up with that, why it does that. The numbers all skewed because, you know, you don't stay out as long. I was able to stay out, of course I was out 6 days that week if you look at it, because you got Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. No, that's not right. I was out 5 days. Let me fix that. 5 days for a total of $216.18 a day. That's more like it. It was showing one and some change. So because the mileage was so low and the expenses were still $300 to $700, well, $700 less than last week because of that stupid extra $447 of garbage, which would have made it $2,100, right around the usual. I usually spend about $2,100 in expenses, so that's what it looks like. So, and since this is the last week in the quarter, I am able to get some numbers off of that as well. So July was my first month out. It wasn't the best month. July was only 5,372 miles. Wait, what? That's not right. Okay. That ain't right, so we're not going to look at mileage. It doesn't make any sense. But the numbers add up right. Profit in July was $34.85. August was $73.54, and September was $68.61. Overall average was like $205.04 a day, $272 a day, and $221 a day. That's profit. That's not gross. That'll be net after expenses and all. Quarterly, first quarter report, 41,597.89 for an average of $1.55 a mile. Now, and then expenses were $23,896.11 for total expenses at about 89 cents a mile. So profit was like around 66 cents a mile to the truck, or me, or however you want to look at it. So, and the average daily revenue was $236.02 for 75 days out. Profit was only $17,701. It would have been like, because like I said, July was my first month out, and the first 2 weeks I was a slacker and didn't do anything. So I mean, I did, but I didn't, so because I was lazy. Total miles was like 26,842. Now if I'm doing that, then I'm gonna have a little over 100,000 a year, because this is the first quarter, but it's probably going to be more than that because I was lazy the first 3 weeks. So I'm probably guessing around 30 to 32,000 miles a quarter, which will put me at 369 12, 120. I don't want to go over 125 a year because, no, I'm sorry, 150. So if I can do it in 125, I'll still be good on the lease because, you know, they charge you extra if you go over 150 a year. If I can do 125 a year and make what I want to make, I'll be good. And I am making what I want to make. I don't see as much right now in savings because there are things that have to get done before I can sit down, hunker down, and just make money hand over fist. One of those is when you get one of these brand new, you need to take it to the alignment guys. MD Alignment. Look them up at mdalign.com. Almost every guy in here has said that, well, from the factory, even if your sheet says your truck is aligned, your truck is not aligned. I have had a wobble in the front end of this thing, shake, whatever you want to call it. It's there, and it's only there like when I don't have a load on. So to me, that tells me when there's less weight on my front tires, then it's in the front end, because I got all this weight pushing down on the back end. It's lifting my front tires off the ground a little bit. which means there's going to be less vibration felt. Kind of like, well, most auto mechanics will know. I mean, it's kind of like when you're taking a turn, when you have a shake in your front end in your car, and you're taking a turn to the left, all your weight's on the right, and the shake goes away, then depending on weight disbursement, that can kind of tell you where it is. If you talk to an alignment guy, they'll be able to deduce what's going on there. Things like that, you know. It's in the nature of the beast. You work the profession, and you know where your issues are. Okay, so that being said, that's it for, I mean, if there's any other questions about that, let me know. That's it for first quarter numbers and everything. I'd say it isn't too bad, not too shabby. I mean, that puts me right at close to, if I take and make the average, like, I think it was, well, whatever, I added it up earlier. My average looks like it's going to be around 100K a year. So the good news is, if I had stayed at the company I was with, or as a company, well, I could have made it as a company driver with another company running LTL or something like that and made the same amount, but there's a lot less flexibility, even though I have to pay more, a little bit more in insurance. I get more itemized deductions. There's, I mean, if you've done it, you know the advantages and disadvantages. I don't know them all right now. I got my own accountant just so I don't have to mess with all of it. I'm going to get some explanations on some of it, but there's a lot more to the IRS than there was when I was doing my taxi stuff, when I drove a taxi years ago, and I did all my own taxes then. I got audited, and, you know, I pretty much had them change their mind on their audit. Okay, so I had issues. Well, let me see here. Well, I don't know. I don't remember what the hell were, what I was about to say. Cranial flatulence is a terrible thing. Don't let your mind go to waste. So I got the CB from the guy at church. It's a chromed out Cobra 29 LTD Classic. See that? It's, oh, there's my hand. Look at my hand for a minute. So, get back in there. I haven't paid anything for it yet. I'm gonna get an upgraded antenna or something. I don't know. I spoke with one truck driver on the road while we were driving down the road. He said I sound great. He did say he had to go into his mirror on his Kenworth. No, I'm sorry, it was a Mack truck, because the antenna wasn't grounded properly. And this dude, I could hear him for miles. His radio sounded really good too. But hey, it works. $25. We couldn't get it to work at his house, but you know, he lives way out in the country, so it wasn't that easy. I helped a girl, Carrie Parker, I believe her name was. Let me see here. Yeah, I helped this girl out that works for us. She was told to drop a trailer in a certain yard around the corner from the location where she was directed to go. Man, they don't teach backing for squat. And that was Charlotte. I thought it was better than that. So I went and dropped this off at one of our customers. I dropped the load off, and this girl was in front of me, and she pulls in, and she had to make a U-turn, pull back out, and go to a street around the corner, and man, that yard was slap full of trailers. There were supposed to be like 3 of ours in there, but there was tons of other trailers, and they were blocked in. It's just sad that a company has to use that much space that they block everybody in. But trailers were blocked in. Our 3 that were supposedly there, I saw 2 of them. The other one I couldn't even see. And she was supposed to drop that one in that yard. And the guy told her, he said, if you can't drop it there, just bring it on back. Well, make her put it there. Just, come on, man. Just make her put it in there. You know that yard is full. I come in there and she's trying to back up. And she's not doing a very good job. I told her, I said, look, just drop it right here. I'll take it because I need an empty. I don't want to go back to that yard. And it's plain and simple. And she's like, well, how you going to get it out of here? Don't worry about it. I got it. All I need you to do is drop that trailer like right next to this trailer, and I'm going to back right in that hole and pull right out of this place. I'm done. I'm out of here. Ain't going to be no problems there. So I did actually have to have help the other day backing in a spot, which was kind of crazy. I went to, I think it was Forest Park. There's a Quick Trip up there that has these parking spots at an angle. And if the people in the front area don't pull in all the way, then their back end sticks out enough to the end that you're gonna have to get out and look. So dude helped me back in a hole. I was only there for, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour before I went to go get my pickup. That was to get my beer run stuff. Yeah, I thought I had a leak in my APU. I don't know if I do or not. It wasn't cooling, but I think it was overheated somehow. The thing was super hot. The lines, because these things have all kinds of different problems. There's fuses that blow. There's a 20 amp or 15 amp fuse, whatever it is that blows, that's inside the box underneath the bunk, and it's F11, and you have to check that fuse if you're not getting any cool air. There's another fuse inside the APU box outside that's a humongous 50 amp fuse, where you have to take the top cover off. You pop them 4 screws out that I showed y'all on the hose repair, and pop the top off. And on the back end of it, if you watch my video on the cooling hose on the APU repair, I pointed out that fuse. I got to get mine serviced anyway. I got to change my oil and stuff. I might do that. I might let them do that. I don't know. It all depends on how long I'm going to be down for it. If I make an appointment and they say it's going to take a day, I'm going to go do it myself and take my own day and do it, because, you know, I'm going to be down a day. I'm going to be down a day at home, and it'll take me a lot less time. I know I have read though that on that box you got to take the bottom end of it off and everything. You got to almost completely dismantle the outside box just to get to the oil thing to change the oil. So we'll see. I know it's got 500 hours on it. I can't access the thing through the USB port anymore. I think my computer's too old. It did it twice, and then it won't do it anymore. Headlight adjustment. I got to adjust the headlights on this thing. I think they're aimed just a little too low. I could see great when it's high beam, but low beam is terrible. The place to get that is you gotta pop the hood, lift it open, and there's a little rubber thingamajig on the outer edges of right around underneath the headlights, and it says ADJH or something like that, and you need an Allen wrench. I don't know what size it is because I haven't done it yet, but I'll let y'all know how that goes later on. So just a minor adjustment. I've just been too lazy to pop the hood and go out there and turn the screw a little bit. And I haven't been driving that much at night because I keep getting these runs that are running me the daytime. So, I mean, this one here, I was on one. I'm bouncing around Iowa, Indiana. I'm running all the way to, I'm picking one up here in Indiana, Iowa going to Illinois, and then I'm going to, Iowa going to Indiana, and then I'm going from Indiana, picking up at the same place I'm dropping at, and going to McDonough, Georgia. Hopefully they won't take that one off of me. The trailer's been ready since the 2nd, and it wasn't supposed to be picked up until tomorrow? No, I'm sorry. Sunday. Today is Saturday. Today is Friday. My next load picks up tomorrow at 7 a.m. and I run that one and then stage myself. No, I don't. I run that one and pick my trailer up and then stop at a truck stop and then run the rest of the way to McDonough. next pickup, which is real convenient when you can do that. Although I don't think I'm going to have as good of a mileage thing on my per mile rate. But that's about all I got right now. I'm just glad to see my profits are looking where I want them to be at. And I may have found me a little trick to get it going better. But now that the wife isn't working, she can book my loads. I had her book that McDonough, Georgia one for me. I had favorited it, and I was waiting for it. You can actually put more than one person on the email. I didn't look into that right off the bat, but all you got to do is, in addition to your email, put a semicolon and then put the other person's email. Just put a space between each of those emails in between, email address, space, semicolon, space, email address. And then you can have multiple email addresses in there. I thought that was how it was supposed to be, because I know how some of these computer programs like to say, well, if you add something to it, just put a semicolon there. But yeah. And you got jokes, girl. You and your engineering technicality, diesel fuel, gas, wiseacre. You got jokes. Yeah, because I called diesel gas the other day, so one of the people watching my videos had a wise comment about it. I know it's not gas. I know that. That's just, semantics. And I can't believe I actually did that, because I'm real picky about certain things, Oh my God. Anyway, and for those of you thinking you don't want a CB because there's too much cussing and stuff going on in there, I actually haven't really heard anything. There's not really anybody on there. I've only been running it a week though, but there wasn't a lot of people on there, and the guys I talked to hardly cussed at all. I mean, it's not like when I worked in a warehouse. Every word coming out of your mouth when you were. I don't miss working in a warehouse at all. But yeah, CB's good. I'm enjoying it. Anyway, y'all keep the left door closed and keep the hammer down.